How much longer are we going to do this? That's the question Jen Barlow just asked Meri Brown. And honestly, it's the question every Sister Wives fan has been screaming at their screens for years. Meri Brown, the original wife who's been beaten down, humiliated, and financially manipulated by Kody Brown for over a decade, is finally being told what she needs to hear. The nice girl era, it's over, and Kody Brown is about to face the one thing he's been dodging for years, Meri's attorney. Jen Barlow didn't hold back during this week's episode. She looked Meri dead in the eyes and said what needed to be said. 6 weeks, that's how long Meri should give Cody to finalize this so-called deal with the potential buyer for Coyote Pass. 6 weeks, and if that contract isn't signed, if Cody is still playing his games and dangling carrots, then it's time to unleash the lawyer. And when Jen said it, you could see something shift in Meri's face. A flicker of recognition. A spark of power she'd forgotten she had. But here's the thing that makes this moment so explosive. Meri has been playing nice with Cody for years, even after their spiritual divorce, even after he publicly humiliated her on national television, even after he told her he never loved her and never wanted to be married to her. She's been patient, she's been kind, she's been the bigger person, while Cody has been, well, Cody. And what has playing nice gotten her? Absolutely nothing. No respect. No money, no closure, just more manipulation and more excuses. Jen Barlow sees right through it. She knows exactly what Cody is doing. He's stalling. He's using this mysterious potential buyer as a smokescreen to avoid paying Meri what she's owed. And Jen isn't having it. She told Meri straight up that being nice is only benefiting Cody. It's not benefiting Meri at all. In fact, it's causing her pain. Self-inflicted pain, as Jen so perfectly put it. And that hit different. For years, Meri has been afraid to rock the boat. Afraid to be labeled the angry ex-wife. Afraid that if she pushes too hard, Cody will ice her out completely, just like he did to Janelle after their blowout fight. Remember that? Janelle stood up to Cody, yelled back at him, and then he didn't speak to her for 3 months. That's the kind of manipulation Meri has been living under. Silent treatment as punishment, emotional withdrawal as control. But something is shifting. Meri is starting to realize that she's already been iced out. She's already lost Cody. There's nothing left to lose by demanding what's rightfully hers. And with Jen Barlow in her corner, teaching her how to speak up, how to be assertive, how to channel her inner powerhouse, Kody Brown should be very, very worried. Because the clock is ticking. 6 weeks. And then the attorney gets involved. But that was just the beginning of Cody's nightmare. Let's talk about the money, because this is where things get really messy. Coyote Pass. Those 4 plots of barren Arizona land that were supposed to be the Brown family's dream compound. The place where all the wives would live in harmony, where Cody could run between houses like some kind of polygamist king. Except that dream died years ago, and now those plots are just a financial nightmare that nobody wants to deal with. Here's what most people don't realize. Meri has money tied up in that property. Real money. Money that she worked for. Money that she earned from her bed and breakfast business. Money that was supposed to be an investment in her future. And now, Cody is holding it hostage. He keeps saying there's a potential buyer. He keeps saying the deal is almost done. He keeps saying just wait a little longer, be patient, trust the process. But weeks turn into months, and months turn into years, and suddenly Meri is still waiting for money that should have been in her hands ages ago. The genius of Cody's manipulation is that he makes it seem like he's trying to help. Oh, I'm working on getting us the best deal. Oh, I'm negotiating with this buyer. Oh, we just need a little more time. And Meri, because she's been programmed her entire adult life to trust the priesthood authority in her home, has been going along with it. She's been patient. She's been understanding. She's been everything Cody wanted her to be. But Jen Barlow sees through it instantly. She knows exactly what Cody is doing because she's seen this pattern before. Stalling, delaying, making excuses. It's a classic move from someone who doesn't want to pay what they owe. And the longer Meri waits, the longer Cody gets to keep control. Control over her money. Control over her future. Control over her peace of mind. And let's be real about something else. This isn't just about Coyote Pass. This is about years of financial entanglement with a man who has proven time and time again that he cannot be trusted. Remember when the family filed for bankruptcy? Remember when they were dodging creditors in Utah? Remember when they had to do that panicked move to Las Vegas in the middle of the night? Kody Brown is not exactly known for his financial responsibility. So when Jen tells Meri to give him 6 weeks and then bring in the attorney, she's not being dramatic, she's being smart. Because verbal agreements mean nothing. Promises mean nothing. Good intentions mean nothing. What means something is a legal contract. What means something is a lawyer who can actually force Cody to do what he's supposed to do. What means something is consequences. And consequences are something Kody Brown has avoided his entire life. But his time is running out and the walls are closing in faster than he realizes. Little did he know, the programming that kept Meri silent was starting to crack. Let's talk about the real reason Meri has been so quiet for so long. It's not because she's weak, it's not because she doesn't have fire in her, it's because she was raised in a culture that systematically strips women of their power and hands it all to men. Fundamentalist polygamy isn't just a lifestyle choice, it's a system of control, and Meri Brown has been living under that control her entire life. In this world, you don't talk back to the priesthood holder, you don't question the man of the house, you don't get angry, you don't raise your voice, you don't demand what you're owed, because if you do, you become the problem. You become the angry wife, the difficult wife, the disobedient wife. And in a culture where your eternal salvation depends on your husband calling your name through the veil, being labeled as disobedient is terrifying. And Cody knew this. He weaponized it. For years, he turned Meri into the family scapegoat. Every problem, every conflict, every tension in the family somehow became Meri's fault. She was too cold, she was too controlling, she was too difficult to deal with. And the other wives, instead of standing up for her, went along with it. Because that's what you do in this culture. When the priesthood holder says someone is the problem, you believe him. You have to. Meri was estranged from the family for years. The other wives whispered about her. They shared their frustrations about her, they made her the villain in every story, and Cody sat back and let it happen. Actually, he encouraged it, because as long as everyone was focused on how terrible Meri was, nobody was looking at his own toxic behavior. Nobody was questioning his anger issues. Nobody was calling out his manipulation. This is what abusers do. They isolate their victims. They turn everyone against them. They make sure that when the victim finally speaks up, nobody believes them. And it worked. For years, it worked. Meri became so isolated, so beaten down, so convinced that she was the problem that she stopped fighting back. She stopped defending herself. She just took it. And even now, even after their spiritual divorce, even after Cody has publicly shredded her on camera, Meri is still scared to be forceful with him. Because she knows what happens when you stand up to Kody Brown. He disappears, he gives you the silent treatment, he cuts you off emotionally and financially. Just ask Janelle. After their big fight, Cody didn't speak to her for 3 months. 3 months of silence as punishment for daring to raise her voice. So yeah, Meri has been walking on eggshells, she's been playing nice, she's been trying to avoid becoming the next person Cody completely ices out. But here's the thing, she's already been iced out, she's already lost him, there's nothing left to protect. And that realization is about to change everything. But first, Jen Barlow had some lessons to teach. This is the moment Sister Wives fans have been waiting for. Jen Barlow, Meri's friend and the newest wife in the family, decided it was time to give Meri some serious lessons in standing up to Cody. And what followed was absolutely glorious. Jen didn't sugarcoat it, she didn't tiptoe around Meri's feelings, she just laid it out there, raw and real, exactly what Meri needed to hear. Jen started with the basics. She told Meri that it's important for her to have lessons so she can say the things she's thinking, but keeps bottled up inside. All those thoughts that run through her head, all those things she wants to scream at Cody but swallows down because she's been trained to be nice. Jen was giving her permission to let those words out. Permission to be angry. Permission to be assertive. And then came the power phrases. Jen made Meri repeat after her. First up, you do not control me. Simple, direct, powerful. But when Meri said it the first time, she was smiling. She couldn't help it. Years of conditioning made her soften the blow, made her say it with a little laugh, like she was joking. But Jen caught it immediately. Less smile, say it again. And when Meri said it the second time, you could hear the shift. The conviction, the strength. You do not control me. That phrase right there, that's the phrase Kody Brown never wants to hear from any of his wives, because control is his entire game. Control over their time, control over their emotions, control over their money, control over their futures. And the moment a wife realizes he doesn't actually control her, that's the moment his power crumbles. But Jen wasn't done. She had more lessons. Get your act together, where's my money? And the absolute fan favorite, comb your hair, Cody. When Meri said that one, Jen could tell it came from somewhere deep, somewhere real, somewhere that had been holding on to years of frustration. Jen was proud. You could see it in her face. This was progress. Here's why this moment matters so much. For years, the sister wives have talked about confronting Cody. They've rehearsed conversations in their heads. They've complained to each other about his behavior. They've told the cameras how they really feel. But when it comes time to actually face him, they freeze. They stay calm. They keep their voices down. They don't let him see how angry they really are. Janelle was the only one who really let loose, and look what happened. Cody stormed off and didn't speak to her for months. That's the consequence of speaking up in this family. Silence, punishment, abandonment. So the wives have learned to swallow their rage, to keep the peace, to avoid rocking the boat. But Jen is showing Meri a different way. A way to reclaim her voice. A way to demand respect. a way to finally stop being the nice girl. And the next lesson was about to get even more uncomfortable for Kody. Where's my money, Kody? 4 words, that's all it takes. 4 words that Kody Brown has been desperately hoping he'd never have to answer. But Jen Barlow made Meri practice saying them, and the second those words came out of Meri's mouth, you could feel the power shift. This wasn't just about teaching Meri to be assertive, this was about preparing her for the financial reckoning that's been years in the making. Let's break down exactly what Kody might owe Meri, because the numbers are staggering. Coyote Pass was purchased for over $600,000. 4 parcels of land. The family scraped together down payments, took out loans, and supposedly everyone contributed what they could. Meri, with her successful bed and breakfast business, likely put in a significant chunk of money. But here's where it gets murky. Whose names are actually on those deeds? Who legally owns what? And when the family starts splitting up, who gets paid back? Kody has been playing shell games with this property for years. He's moved money around, he's refinanced, he's made promises to Christine, paid her off when she left, but Meri, she's still waiting. Still being told to be patient, still being strung along with vague promises about potential buyers and deals that are almost done. It's financial manipulation at its finest, and Jen sees right through it. When Meri practiced saying, "Where's my money?" she admitted it gave her anxiety. Just saying those words out loud made her uncomfortable. And that tells you everything you need to know about how deeply the programming runs. Asking for what you're owed shouldn't cause anxiety, demanding accountability shouldn't feel wrong, but for Meri it does, because she's been trained her entire life to never question the priesthood holder's financial decisions. But here's the reality Kody doesn't want anyone to see. He's in a vulnerable position. Christine got her money and left. Janelle is demanding her share. Meri is waking up to the fact that she's been played. And Robyn? Well, Robyn is watching all of this unfold and probably realizing that if Kody has to pay everyone off, there won't be much left for her and her kids. Legal experts would have a field day with this mess. Verbal agreements mean nothing in court. Good intentions don't hold up under legal scrutiny. If Meri's attorney gets involved, they're going to demand documentation, receipts, proof of who paid what, bank statements, loan agreements. And if Kody can't provide clear evidence of where Meri's money went, he's going to be in serious trouble. The 6-week deadline Jen gave isn't just random, it's strategic. It's enough time for Kody to prove he's serious about this buyer. But it's also a clear boundary, a line in the sand. After 6 weeks, if there's no contract, if there's no progress, then the lawyer gets unleashed. And once lawyers get involved, everything changes. Kody knows this, that's why he's been stalling for so long, because the moment this goes legal, he loses control. But there was another humiliation waiting for him, and this one cut even deeper. Comb your hair, Kody. 3 words that have become the battle cry of Sister Wives fans everywhere. When Jen Barlow made Meri practice saying this, it wasn't just about hair, it was about hitting Kody where it hurts most. His vanity, his ego, his desperate, pathetic clinging to those 4 sad strands on top of his head that he thinks make him look like a rugged surfer dude. Let's be brutally honest here. Kody Brown's hair has been a joke for years. Fans have been rolling their eyes since season 1, watching the wives gush over his supposedly gorgeous locks. Oh, I just love the beachy waves. Oh, he looks like such a surfer. Oh, his hair is so beautiful. And every single time, viewers at home have been screaming at their screens, "Are you kidding? Have we been watching the same show?" The man has been balding for over a decade. There's an entire episode from the early seasons where a hairstylist told him point blank that his hair was thinning and he should consider shaving it. That was 14 years ago. She literally told him he was going bald. She suggested he embrace it, and what did Kody do? He said no. He refused. He clung to those hairs like his entire identity depended on them. And here we are, season 20, and Kody is still hanging on to those 4 hairs on top of his head like his life depends on it. He's got what fans are lovingly calling a skullet. Business bald in the front, party struggling in the back. There's a U-shaped bald spot on the sides. The hairline has receded so far back it's practically in another zip code. And from the top down, there's this massive patch of missing hair in the middle. But Kody, he thinks he looks amazing. His brother Michael is bald. Most of his brothers are bald. They've embraced it, they've shaved their heads, they look fine, they look normal, they look like grown men who've accepted reality. But not Kody. Kody can't handle it. Because admitting he's going bald would mean admitting he's aging. Admitting he's not the hot young polygamist stud he thinks he is. Admitting that time has caught up with him. Robyn told him to diffuse his curls and use products, and now he walks around with this overcrunched, crunchy curl situation that looks like he stuck his finger in an electrical socket. It's not good. It's never been good. And deep down, Kody knows it. That's why when Meri said comb your hair during her lesson with Jen, it came from somewhere real. Somewhere that's been watching this man's vanity spiral for years. This is the second time this season someone has roasted Kody's hair. Earlier, during the eggplant painting scene, Meri's friend drew Kody with hair on the rooster and barely any on the actual person because he's losing it. Kody's hair has become a meme, a running joke, a symbol of his refusal to accept reality. And that refusal, it's about to cost him everything. But the real destruction was happening where nobody could see. Here's what happens when an attorney gets involved in a messy polygamist property dispute. Everything Kody has been hiding comes to light. Every excuse he's been making crumbles. Every verbal promise he's broken becomes evidence. And suddenly, the man who's been playing financial games for years finds himself backed into a corner with nowhere to run. Jen Barlow knows this. That's why she gave Meri that 6-week deadline. It's not about being unreasonable. It's not about rushing into legal action. It's about setting a clear boundary and forcing Kody to show his cards. Either this mysterious potential buyer is real and the deal gets done, or Kody has been lying this whole time and needs to face consequences. Legal experts would tell you that Meri's position is actually stronger than she realizes. If she contributed money to Coyote Pass, if she can prove financial investment, if there are any documents or records showing her ownership stake, then she has every right to demand her share. And if Kody has been stalling, delaying, or refusing to pay her back, that's when things get legally interesting. Because here's the thing about verbal agreements in polygamous families. They don't hold up in court. The whole system is built on trust and spiritual commitments. But when marriages dissolve and money gets involved, none of that matters. What matters is documentation, bank statements, contracts, proof of payment. And if Kody can't provide clear records of where Meri's money went, he's in serious trouble. An attorney would start by demanding a full accounting of the Coyote Pass finances. Who paid what? When did they pay it? Where did the money go? Are there outstanding loans? Who's on the deeds? What's the current value of the property? These aren't friendly questions Kody can dodge with charm and excuses. These are legal demands that require real answers. And let's talk about that potential buyer Kody keeps mentioning. If this buyer actually exists, there should be proof. Emails, offers, negotiations, a timeline. But if this buyer is just a convenient excuse Kody invented to keep Meri quiet, then that lie falls apart the second an attorney starts asking questions. Lawyers don't accept vague promises, they demand evidence. Here's what Kody is really afraid of. Discovery. The legal process where both sides have to hand over documents and answer questions under oath. Imagine Kody sitting in a deposition, being forced to explain every financial decision he's made, every loan he took out, every payment he missed, every promise he broke. He can't charm his way through that. He can't deflect or change the subject. He has to answer truthfully or face perjury charges. 6 weeks. That's all the time Kody has left before this goes from a family dispute to a legal nightmare. And based on his track record, based on his pattern of stalling and avoiding accountability, smart money says he's not going to have that contract signed. Which means Meri's attorney is about to have a very busy few months. And Kody's reaction to all of this, more telling than anyone expected. For years, Sister Wives fans have been waiting for Meri to finally lose it, to scream, to yell, to unleash all that rage she's been holding inside. But it never happened. Even during the most humiliating moments, even when Kody was destroying her on camera, even when he told her he never loved her and regretted marrying her, Meri stayed calm, eerily calm, and people wondered why. The answer is both simple and heartbreaking. Meri was still holding on to hope. Hope that Kody would become the man she married. Hope that he'd remember the good times. Hope that if she just waited long enough, stayed patient enough, played nice enough, he'd come back to her. It's the same toxic pattern that keeps people trapped in abusive relationships for years. You hold on to the memory of who they used to be, and you keep believing they'll become that person again. And Kody knew exactly how to keep that hope alive. Love bombing, that's the term for it. He'd drop little breadcrumbs of affection, a kind word here, a compliment there, a moment of nostalgia about their early years together, just enough to make Meri think maybe, just maybe, things could get better, just enough to keep her from walking away angry. Remember the picnic table breakup? The one where Robin was hyperventilating and having a full meltdown while Kody told Meri their marriage was over? Meri sat there calm, collected, almost detached. She didn't yell, she didn't cry, she didn't beg, she just listened and then walked away. And people criticized her for not showing more emotion. But here's the thing, by that point, Meri had been emotionally beaten down for so long that she didn't have the energy to fight anymore. That's what years of manipulation does to a person. It drains you, it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you wonder if you're overreacting or being too sensitive. It makes you believe that maybe you are the problem, just like everyone's been saying. And so you stay quiet, you stay calm. You don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you break. But there's another reason Meri never truly exploded on Cody. She was afraid of being labeled the crazy ex-wife, the angry one, the bitter woman who couldn't let go. In this culture, women are judged harshly for showing anger. They're supposed to be sweet, submissive, understanding. If Meri had screamed at Cody, if she'd told him exactly what she thought of him, she would have been labeled as unstable, unhinged, proof that Cody was right to divorce her. So she swallowed it. All of it. The humiliation, the betrayal, the years of being treated like she didn't matter. She kept it buried deep inside where nobody could see it, where nobody could use it against her, and she convinced herself that staying calm made her the bigger person, the mature one, the one who took the high road. But here's what Meri is finally starting to realize. Taking the high road doesn't mean anything if the person you're dealing with never learns the lesson. And that realization is about to unleash something Cody isn't ready for. Something is happening in the fundamentalist polygamy world, and Kody Brown is terrified of it. Women are waking up, they're questioning the system, they're demanding equality and respect, and they're walking away from marriages that no longer serve them. This isn't just about Meri Brown anymore. This is about a complete cultural shift that's threatening the entire patriarchal structure Cody has built his life around. Christine left first. She packed up her life, moved to Utah, and never looked back. She showed the other wives that leaving was possible, that you could walk away from a plural marriage and not only survive, but thrive. She's happy now, she's in love, she's living her best life, and that terrified Cody because it proved that the system doesn't work, that women don't actually need him. Then Janelle started pulling away. She stopped pretending, she stopped playing the game, she demanded her share of Coyote Pass and made it clear she wasn't going to be manipulated anymore. She called Cody out on his favoritism toward Robin. She stood up for her kids. She showed Meri that you could set boundaries with Cody and live to tell the tale. And now Meri is having her awakening. It took longer for her because she was in deeper. She was the first wife. She helped build this family. She sacrificed her legal marriage so Cody could adopt Robin's kids. She's given more to this family than anyone, and she's gotten the least in return. But watching Christine and Janelle reclaim their power planted a seed, a tiny seed that's been growing ever since. Jen Barlow is watering that seed. She's showing Meri that she doesn't have to accept crumbs, that demanding what you're owed isn't being difficult, that standing up for yourself isn't betraying your values, it's honoring yourself. And that's revolutionary in a culture that teaches women their value comes from serving men. This is bigger than just the Brown family. All over the fundamentalist world, women are questioning polygamy. They're asking why they have to share a husband, why they have to compete for attention and resources, why their needs always come last. And they're deciding it's not worth it. The new generation of fundamentalist women is refusing to stay silent. They're using social media to share their stories. They're supporting each other. They're creating communities outside of patriarchal control. And men like Cody, they're panicking because their entire power structure depends on women believing they have no other choice. It depends on women being too afraid to leave, too programmed to question, too isolated to find support. But once women start talking to each other, once they start sharing resources and backing each other up, the game is over. Meri is part of this revolution, whether she realizes it or not. Every time she practices saying, "You do not control me," she's breaking decades of conditioning. Every time she considers calling her attorney, she's rejecting the idea that Cody's word is law. Every time she stands up for herself, she's showing other women it's possible. And Cody knows his time is running out. The final confrontation is closer than anyone realizes. 6 weeks, the clock is ticking, and when that deadline hits, if Kody Brown hasn't produced a signed contract with this mysterious buyer, Meri's attorney is about to turn his world upside down. So let's talk about what that actually looks like, because the legal devastation Cody could face is absolutely staggering. First, there's the financial exposure. If Meri can prove she invested money into Coyote Pass, her attorney will demand full repayment plus interest. But it doesn't stop there. Legal fees, court costs, potential penalties if it's proven Cody deliberately withheld funds. We could be talking tens of thousands of dollars, maybe more. And where is Cody supposed to get that money? He's already stretched thin supporting Robin and her kids. He's already paid off Christine. Janelle is waiting for her share. The man is financially drowning. Then there's the public humiliation. Court documents become public record. Depositions get filed. Financial statements get revealed. Everything Cody has been hiding about his money situation, his debts, his poor financial decisions, all of it comes out for the world to see. And for a man as vain and image-obsessed as Kody Brown, that might hurt worse than the actual financial loss. But here's where it gets really interesting. How does this affect his relationship with Robin? Because right now, Robin is sitting pretty as the legal wife with the big house. But if Cody has to liquidate assets to pay off Meri, if he has to sell property or take out loans, Robin's comfortable lifestyle is at risk. And we've already seen how Robin reacts when her security feels threatened. Remember her hyperventilating breakdown at the picnic table? Imagine what happens when real money is on the line. Sources close to the family whisper that tensions between Cody and Robin have been building for months. The financial pressure, the embarrassment of losing 3 wives, the constant drama with the adult kids who won't speak to him. Robin signed up to be a sister wife in a large, thriving family. Instead, she's stuck as the only wife with a man who's become increasingly bitter and isolated. If Meri's lawsuit adds more stress, more financial burden, more public scrutiny, how long before Robin starts questioning her choices too? And let's not forget the adult kids watching all of this unfold. They're seeing their father dodge accountability yet again. They're seeing him treat their mothers with disrespect. They're learning that Cody's word means nothing. Every day that passes without Cody doing right by Meri is another day. Those relationships deteriorate further. Another bridge burned. Another child who decides dad isn't worth the effort anymore. The countdown has begun. 6 weeks until Cody's reckoning. 6 weeks until the attorney gets unleashed. 6 weeks until the nice girl era officially ends and the legal nightmare begins. Kody Brown has spent his entire life avoiding consequences, but this time there's nowhere left to hide. So here's the question. Do you think Cody will actually sign that contract in 6 weeks, or is he about to face the legal battle of his life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell because trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. The drama is just getting started and the next video is going to blow your mind. Thanks for watching.